I live hand with my life. I stay strong, I stay wise. I live hands with my life. I stay strong, I stay wise. I live hands with my life. Far away.
Hello, hello. I am R. Patrice Bryant. I am the host of While We Wait. Merry, 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 Merry Christmas. What you were just watching was the last scene of the Christmas storybook back in 2017. That was the last time we put on that production, and it was an amazing show. Not just because I'm the producer and all of that stuff, just because the talent that was in it was absolutely incredible. So that was the last scene. And why are we talking about it? We're talking about it because next year, 2022, it is on. It may not be live, it may be a recorded production, but I'm very, very excited that we're going to be back at it. The Christmas Storybook each year has been a sold out event. It started in 2015 at the Bijou Theater, which is it's the oldest movie house in the United States. It's located in Bridgeport, Connecticut. They gave me an opportunity to do a production, and my music instructor, actually, who does professional recordings, asked me if he could record it, and I went back to watch it, and I was like, wow, I've got something here. So anyway, 2022, we're back at it. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I haven't been here for a few weeks. There have been pre-recorded segments. I've been a little overwhelmed with but a good overwhelm with my music school, and I'm really excited about that. So I had to kind of balance things out, but we're back, and we got some wonderful things ahead. I'm going to bring out my ride or live. Hi, Michelle.
Hello, 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 and Merry Christmas week, because we are 2 days before Christmas at the time of this recording. Welcome while we wait.
Yeah.
Audience, comment, hey, podcast listeners, YouTube, Facebook, how y'all doing?
Oh man, it is a time. I'm welcome everyone. We're so glad that you're here. I definitely wanted to come on today, and we'll be back next week. And I just wanted to we just wanted to talk a little bit about how we're closing this year. This year has been very, very interesting for a lot of people, and I'm just using that word. We made it by the grace of God, so very grateful. But there's a lot has happened, and there's a lot of things coming up that we don't necessarily know. But we all have to be safe. I meant to grab something. I actually had to make a sign. I had to make a sign because a lot of people are really being reckless. I care for my mother, and aides come in, and I had to tell two different aides to please keep their mask on. And I'm like, okay, so that's when I was home. So I don't know what's happening when I'm not home, but I'm going to put a sign on my door, which I made, and it basically says, no entry without a mask. Thank you for assisting us with keeping our health, because we want to be alive, healthy. So everyone, be safe, be well, do whatever it is that you need to do in this season. Um, we can
While we
see,
wait for the future to arrive, be wise. What do you
exactly.
say? Be wise. What is your saying?
Be strong, be wise, keep enhancing your life. Look, stay alive. Maybe I need to add that.
That's the key. Be alive so that you can enhance your life. And I love what you were saying about ending the year strong. And
Yes,
then I'm also excited because we were chatting backstage about starting the year off with a strong foundation. So you are definitely want to keep tuning in 2022 to the While We Wait platform, because powerful, powerful conversations are coming.
absolutely. All of the guests have been absolutely magnificent. I'm going to thank them. I'm going to actually call their names out next week because there's a nice list of them. And I'm just so very grateful for everyone. I believe we're going into our second year with While We Wait. I didn't even know I didn't know if I was going to keep doing this, but anyway, we're glad that when we come on, you come back. Michelle, thank you for riding with me. All that you have been a great inspiration, and you always share with me privately and keep me motivated. So I'm so very, very grateful that you are here, and you are a wealth of knowledge, just a jewel. So I'm just very grateful.
Well, I have to say, it is such an honor to be invited to the platform and then be able to share. And I'm just so grateful to still be connected with you, because not everybody is a, multi-season connection, which is perfectly fine. But I'm just so grateful to be connected and to be able to share, because sometimes you can have things to share and nobody wants to listen and nobody wants to hear what you got to say. So I'm just really grateful for the opportunity and just to be connected, because this platform, y'all, borders are expanding. It's going to be fun. I'm super excited for 2022. I do want to throw in there, I don't know if we're doing it now, but just so y'all know, I have had a podcast for 3 years, not a visual podcast, just an audio podcast. And the behind the scenes that it takes to bring production out is phenomenal, just for audio. And then While We Wait is visual and audio on top of all the production. So I just want you all to know that a lot goes into it. And it takes time, it takes finances, it takes a lot. So I know we'll talk later about how you can support And love is an action word, it is a verb as well as a noun. And we'll give you opportunity to show your love during this giving season. I just wanted to throw that little seed out there.
Thank you so much, Michelle. It absolutely is. There is a lot of behind the scenes stuff, but when you love something, you don't mind putting your money where it needs to go. So I do love what I'm doing, um, but also to be able to stay up up to date with different technologies and yeah.
And the
Thank God for my
people
son
and
because I
the
don't know about a lot of
platforms.
those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I always talk about on my platform about showing up, and we all have our gift that needs to be released in the earth. But sometimes that takes support that comes financially as well as your energy and your time, which also has a monetary value. My executive consultant says we don't do free around here. We got to monetize thyself.
There it is. So
Yep.
anyway, we'll go ahead and put it up, and I'll leave it up
Yes.
during our time, just in case if anyone wants to donate. We're not begging. We're just asking if you want to just show love, appreciation, and as Michelle said, if you just want to give during this time of giving, there we are. That's my
Well,
cash app.
let me say this too.
Sure.
When you give, you also receive. The Bible says, "Blessed is the giver," right? Because whatever you put out into the earth is coming back to you. That's a universal law. What you sow, you're going to reap. And it can be as little as $1, $5, whatever you have. When it comes from the heart and a place of support, you're going to get that back, especially when you're sowing into good ground. And I'm telling you, this platform is phenomenal. I keep using the word phenomenal because it is phenomenal. Did you not see that intro video? Phenomenal. I mean, the power of talent and connections and wisdom and knowledge that you get on this platform, it is worth every penny.
Thank you for that. Thank you
There's my
so
little
much.
plug.
Thank you. So we entitled this "Finishing Strong" and gratitude. Um, and I never really thought about it until this year because we normally go straight to the new year, but it is really important how we close out our year. A lot has happened. We'll go straight to. And another thing, and I've said it before, that I don't make New Year's resolutions. I make changes as as needed. Just like
Lifestyle
correct.
changes as needed.
And I've also worked to not start like diets on Mondays. I just think there's a psychology that goes along with it. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll do it Thursday. Something. Yeah.
I usually start on a Saturday because I'm like, well, I'm home. Let me just start today, or whatever day I start today. And even if I failed yesterday, I can still get up and start today. And I think
Absolutely.
if I can just speak to this year, because whoosa, it has been a doozy of a year for me personally. I don't know about y'all who are watching and listening, replay live. It's been a doozy. Comment number 1 if it's a doozy for you too this year. And comment number 2 if you had a wonderful year and you're like, you know what, it was great for me. Um, and I tell you that when we get to these reflective seasons, it's so important to choose the meaning of the emotions that you feel, but to honor also what you've experienced. But then
Mhm.
what you do with that is really important. So I know I'll share a little bit later what I've been doing, but it's really important to reframe, to honor, to reflect, and to put into correct perspective the
Mhm.
meaning of what has happened to you.
Absolutely. Um, I believe with finishing strong and with everything that has gone on around us, with some of everyone has been affected. Like I don't believe any of us has not been hit, even if it's with someone that we know, their family. If it's not directly, you're close enough to it. Um, just things. So I believe it's really important to be in gratitude and not in regret. And of course, we go through our processes of grievance. So this is not you're not becoming a superhero, but this is just a part of the process that helps you get through all of the stuff because everybody dealt with it differently. But gratitude is such a power.
It really is. It's life changing. When you said everyone's not a superhero, my initial response in my head was, but we're all superheroes. We made it. We're still here on
Well,
this side
yeah,
of the earth. And I
this is
think
true.
gratitude for me feels like a cape. You know, that's like my super cape that helps me to keep walking, to show up in my life, even in the midst of despair and grief. I've had
Mhm.
multiple losses this year. Um, on top of the COVID, on top of the work, on top of the world stuff, right? And it's just so important to, like you said, finish strong and in gratitude, because even when we fail and even when we experience challenging or negative things, it is possible to still find good in those things.
There's
And
a silver lining. Yeah.
people used to get really irritated with me, and now I just don't care. It's just part of who I am. I can reframe anything into a positive and have gratitude for it, because even the bitter can be made sweet like honey. And
True.
even the loss, even the all of the things, right?
Mhm.
All of it, there's still an aspect of gratitude, because you learn what you appreciate and honor truly. Sometimes we fake it to we fake it to ourselves, and we think things are important, and then when we start losing stuff, it's like, well, maybe that wasn't as important as I thought. I'm grateful to have a new vision, to have a new perspective, to put on those new glasses. I'm grateful for the time I had with those that I loved that are no longer here.
Mhm.
And for me, I've been making books with a lot of my memories, because I don't want to go into depression. I don't want to go into deep grief,
Yeah.
but I'm still honoring the grief process. So I made books where, and these are really easy. Contact Bryant for a code off. They're called chapbooks, but you take pictures from your phone and you make this. Look at my grandfather. He's 101, y'all. He's gonna be 102 this summer, and this is
Wow.
when he was first married. But of my mom, and then also of my dog, who it'll be a year tomorrow that we lost, that we said goodbye to him. But channeling all of that makes me grateful for the memories that I have to treasure, because it didn't have to be that I knew my mom for 47 years. It didn't have to be that I had my dog for 11 years. It could have been shorter. So I'm grateful for the time that I had. And that's the reframe, and placing a new meaning on those challenging emotions.
Yeah. When I said, and I understand your concept. When I said about the superhero, I believe I put that out there because sometimes we want to mask stuff.
Mm,
So that's all.
yeah.
It is what it is. There is a reality, and there are a lot of people who don't like their current situations. There's just a lot. Um,
And that's an indicator though, because I've been in seasons. I don't like my body. I don't like my job. I don't like none of the situations and experiences that are happening. I'm like, God, really? This is the life? This cannot be my life. Like,
Mhm.
really? But what is so powerful is that we can choose to make a difference
Yeah.
in whatever situation we are. And there's power in that, while still acknowledging the truth of the matter that, wow, this really sucks,
You,
and
you
it's just
know,
the truth of it.
I watch children. I was looking at my granddaughter, and of course, they have not experienced life as we have. But I am learning another element of joy, innate joy. She normally spends the night once a week, and she woke up. First, she comes and she doesn't just hug my neck; she's like hanging on me, and then she says good morning, and she said something which she's two. I didn't catch all of it, and then she just said ha 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 ha. So I started laughing. I'm like, we need to learn to laugh
Mm.
when there's nothing funny. And the other part is, even there's a science in, and I think I had posted this on my healthy page one time. If we don't mask it, and not even fake it till you make it, if we would condition ourselves or train ourselves to smile, everything in your body is going to catch up with that smile. I mean, I have done it, so I know that it works. But just learn to laugh when there's nothing funny. I've been more like these little kids. I'm like, okay, so I just started laughing too. Okay, I mean, fell
Well,
out laughing for no reason. So I'm learning to embrace that. Um,
I
because
love that. I love that, because kids are such an example of being present in the moment
Mhm.
and just the joy of being alive, you know,
Yeah.
and the joy of the small things. And you're right, there is chemistry in terms of the neurotransmitters and the serotonin and the dopamine that get released when you smile and when you laugh. And I think it was one thing I loved when I learned this is that, you know, those deep belly laughs when like your
Yeah.
diaphragm hurts because you're laughing so hard,
I
you're
love
actually
it.
burning calories at that.
Oh my
That
God.
burns calories.
Let me find something that's gonna make me fall out.
Give me a funny show or a movie or something. Let me belly laugh so I can burn some calories.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But there's a whole power in laughing. I believe this is a good time for us to really just begin to think, and I shared this before, what's really important.
Hmm.
Life is gonna do life. And I'm not belittling anything, but life is gonna do life. Things are gonna happen. Um, but happiness it really is a state of mind. Like I choose to live here in my joy, in my
And no
happiness.
one, no one can be happy for you. That's
No,
something I learned, you know, especially as a single person. You think, oh, when I get married, I'll be happy, or oh, when I achieve this degree, I'll be happy. Oh, when I get out of this job, I'll be happy. But really, you can choose to be happy in whatever state you find yourself in,
it is
and
true.
nobody else can give you that happiness. You have to create that for yourself.
You do, and that takes us back to like the beginning of the onset of why we wait. Because if you listen to other people's expectations of you or the stigmas, you will, you'll begin to start questioning yourself. Well, what's wrong with you, or whatever your situation is. Don't even get me on my soapbox of being single, because I have to tell you, I am so very content. Not like I'm running away from love or relationship. I did have someone who was interested, and it was amazing. I realized that I was okay. Like, okay, it's nice to go out, but I was really okay with me. I am so happy. I'm when you really work to build yourself up, and yeah, and
You
then
value it more too, so you
you do.
automatically disqualify people who are not worthy of your presence, of your personhood, of your time. And that is so beautiful because then you can make wiser decisions on who
It's
you
true.
choose to allow in your
Absolutely.
private space.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
I
and
love that.
I stay away from toxic things, conversations, people. I don't want to live in the past. I want to help, but I don't want to stay back there because I don't live there. So it really is a state of mind, and it takes energy to build yourself up. But once you do the work, like really, I have a firewall around my world, like
But you
so.
said an important word there, Brian. You said work because it really is effort and intention and focus, and it does take daily effort. Like it's not like you
Mental
push a button and the light switch goes on. Literally, it's like I think Zig Ziglar said, you know, motivation is like taking a shower. You got to do it every day.
every day. Yeah, that mental toughness, it is just as much work as working out for your physical.
Yeah.
I shared this before too, and I'll just share it again. Just the long and short of it is, I had a very bad breakup at one point, and I literally trained myself. I was like, okay, I trained myself not to think about him. And this is the thing, thoughts come no matter what it is, whether it's a person, whatever. But I had conditioned myself not to think of him so much until I forgot the phone number. Like right now, I don't remember the phone number. And I honestly, there were periods of times later on that I couldn't think of his first name. I mean, I'm so serious. Um, but
So
and every time that, because it hurt, for me to think. So I was like, I don't want to think. So every time it would come, I had a technique of what I would do, whether it was to think on something, sing a song, but I would get my thoughts off of it. And so you can train yourself or condition yourself to do anything. You
I
really, really
love
can.
that.
But
I
I
love that.
mean, it started out with maybe 50 times a day. And then maybe it went to 25, and then it will go to 10, and then until like, yeah. And then after a while, you're like, okay, I'm good.
You've incorporated it into just how you function, and that's
Absolutely.
developing your habits. Developing the giant within is the Tony
Yeah.
Robbins book that talks about that. And it really is. effective. And I love that. That was so helpful. Y'all, if you need to rewind to write some of those down, because that technique really will change your life, of being able to train yourself to go to the best version of yourself
Mhm.
versus going backwards to something you can't change, right?
I mean, if we go Bible, we would go to the scripture, resist the devil and
Hmm.
he will flee. So whatever is a devil to me, whatever does not work for my life, whatever is toxic, uh, that is what I resist.
Whatever's not serving you, even if that's your own emotions in your brain.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Even the me that I desire to not to be. No, that's
Mm.
that can be my devil.
This is so good. Oh my goodness. This is encouraging me. This is so good, y'all.
It's so silly. So yeah, I think it's a great time. We've only got a is it a week now? A few more days than a week to get to the new year. I know we're almost there.
8 or 9 days, right? Because today's the
Just a few.
23rd.
Just a
So
few.
yeah.
Hi, Cynthia and Cynthia. I have Cynthia Slaughter. I've got Cynthia Palmer on. Hello, hello. Glad you are here.
Hey
Um,
Cynthia. Hey Cynthia.
so yeah, it's just a great time just to think about um, what am I going to do different. One of the things I'm looking at is um, my finances, the finances of and how and getting into a rhythm of how I run my home. And so I'm just looking at just doing things differently. I have some strategies in place, and some I guess I will come into, and some of them I will be trained on, because now that I know there are things out there,
Oh yes.
I, you know, so
When you
I
know better, you do better. And you know what, Brian, what I'm doing is, as I sift through all of the clutter of my house, because when I cleaned out my mother's apartment, who passed away, or she died in May, it's just so much. And we're building a house, so we're moving in 6 months to our new home.
Mhm.
And what I'm deciding is, what do I want to bring with me into
That's good.
2022, and what do I want to
Wow,
leave in 2021?
I love it.
Yeah, and being
That's
very
powerful.
intentional about it.
That's powerful. And you're talking about physical things, but that's even great for your inward self. What am
Yeah,
I doing?
what
What part
thoughts
of
do I
me?
want to leave behind? What emotions do I want to leave behind? What experiences do I want to put into a book so it's in a proper place and I don't have to remember every single day the sadness or the loss. I can put it in its place and visit it when I need to, right?
Absolutely.
What do I want to bring forward, but what do I want to leave behind? And what parts of Michelle that have changed in 2021 do I need to leave behind? Because the
Yeah.
person that I need to become to fulfill the destiny of my life,
Talk
there's
about it.
certain things I gotta shed. There's certain things that it's just not gonna work.
That's true. And we've had this discussion before. Who I am now and who I will be when I get to that place of manifesting certain things, two different people.
Yes. And the skills and the knowledge, like you were talking about, and learning the new things, you got to make room for that. If you've got old systems and old knowledge, you need to clear room out so that you can put that new knowledge and those new systems and that new wisdom in there, because we only have so much space. We only have so much bandwidth, right?
And then the other part of that is we only use, it is said that we only use about 10% of our brain. So we really need to expand that part,
That's true
those
too. But how
things.
do we do that? That I need to learn how to do that, because it's a lot.
Well, let's do some research and we'll come back and talk about it.
Yes, yes.
I'm la-
2022, while we wait. Yes, expansion.
I'm laughing because if I were to turn this laptop around, you would see stuff, because I am decluttering as well, and so I've already made about 3 trips to the garbage can outside, and I know I've got at least two more, but I still have stuff like right here. So when you said that, I was like, yeah.
Well, and I know you're going to shout out your guest, but one guest that you had on, who I just love her so dearly, Lisa Zaratni, the decluttering organization expert. She mentioned at some point during the year that when we declutter our physical spaces, it is indicative of decluttering our mental, emotional, and spiritual spaces as well. And so oftentimes, if you're feeling like, why do I feel a certain way? Why am I feeling some type of way? Look around your physical surroundings, and that can be an indicator. Okay, something going on. Let me
It's
fold the
true.
laundry. Let me put my clothes away. Let me
It
hang
is
stuff up.
true. It's so true. I on my nightstand, I have piles of notebooks, and And finally, I was like, okay, something's got to give here. I'm like, no, we got to do better than this. Now, I need a bookshelf because I'm I just keep looking for new places now. I'm getting rid of stuff, but looking to see, okay, where can I put? Cynthia Palmer says, "Congrats, sis, on your new home." Yeah,
Oh, thank
Michelle.
you.
Michelle is building and designing her own new home. I think it's absolutely amazing.
And let me encourage y'all for a minute here. Let me pause here because lest we not think that, oh, Michelle just got it like that. We were bankrupt 10, 11 years ago. We declared official bankruptcy. So my credit was shot for 10 years. Started this year out under, well, I would say under 600, but around 500, in the 500s, 520 was where we started. And then continually implemented things that I learned, like you were talking about, that those new financial things.
Hmm.
Had no idea we could ever build a home. We were looking to just buy a home here in Texas. And when a coworker of mine showed her home and we investigated and talked and crunched the numbers, it was actually less expensive to build
Wow.
than to buy. And so I don't know if I told you, but we went to our last builder meeting where we approved all the plans and picked out the brick and the stone, and we already have about $15,000 worth of equity in the home before they broke ground in building it. So I share
Wow.
that with you to encourage you that I'm not, listen, if he did it for me, he can do it for you. But when you set yourself up correctly, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, and you position yourself starting out the year correctly by ending your year correctly,
Right.
you have no idea what things can manifest and come to you that are within your purpose and destiny. So I just wanted to encourage somebody because this was something that I didn't even have on my vision board, nothing like that. But when I tell you I embraced it when it came, and
Yeah. And I think
I'm
that's
so
really
grateful.
good. That's so good. And then it takes the other person, because that be me. I will ask. I don't even have to humble myself. Okay, now how do you do that? So yeah, ask questions, find out.
Because it's a lot there, and I had no idea the process of building a home very different than buying a home, and learning as you go, and like, okay, all right, and all the decisions you have to make. It's phenomenal. It's a blessing, but there's a responsibility that comes with the blessing. And so
Sure,
being
with
able to
every blessing.
be positioned where I need to be is so important. But I had to get rid of some stuff, right? Some mental ideas, some preconceived notions, some assumptions, some doubt, some fear. I had to get rid of those in order to be able to be in a place of reception of now where we're heading. So I just want to encourage somebody because it's there for you too.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I know there's a lot going on. This is a faith-based backed program, so you're always going to hear something that comes from the Bible or a principle, or the prophets are saying that this is a good time for the believers. So if you're a believer, um, and do your part, and if you're not a believer, how about becoming a believer? I just witnessed this somebody.
Faith is so important, and believing in the truth is so important, and sowing into good ground, because I tell you, this year we have given so much more than we did in 2020, and we've received so much more. And I don't mean just give to church, I mean give to platforms like this while we wait. The Cash App is
Yes,
down there. Sow your seed. I mean, it's we're not in church, but I'm just saying, like, give your support, show your love through finances, and it's amazing what comes back to you. Like, I would randomly buy lunch for coworkers, and $20 here, $10 here, and it's amazing the joy and the gratitude that brought to my life, speaking
sure,
about end of the year gratitude, because wow, I'm able to bring a smile to someone's life. You never know what people are going through.
sure,
A lot of people had no idea about the depth of despair that I had this year because I just carry it well. I choose to privately mourn and then publicly encourage. That's just a choice that I make,
sure.
but you never know. And
You
so if
never
you
know.
have an unction, I say go for it. If you are looking at this Cash App, C sharp WWW, give $1, give $5, give 100, give 5,000, give whatever you can and what's in your heart to support this platform that brings the knowledge. And 2022, I'm just telling you, we're ending the year in gratitude, but I'm so grateful that 2022 is coming for this show. because my goodness, what Brian has planned for y'all. Whoo, get ready, get ready, get ready.
You are a real Texan these days, y'all.
I really am. We've been here since 2012, and we have been trying to leave Texas since 2012 until we finally, and this was another thing we submitted this year was, okay, God, clearly you have not let us out. Clearly we have to be here. So now we just embracing the whole Texan thing.
That's wonderful. I'm very happy and excited for you all. I know we were talking about gratitude. Another thing that will bless your entire life. And Michelle and I did a talk on this a while ago, but it was on forgiveness. Like this is a great time just to think. You know what? Let everybody go. Now, forgiveness doesn't mean you open yourself back up again to be hurt, but you just forgive because
Mm.
when it comes to people, people are going to be who they are. This is a great time. Let it go. Mother, father, sister, brother, friend, uncle, let it go. Let it
Yourself.
go. It will add years to your life. And this is true, there's a woman who is so bitter that her face just really became twisted,
Mm.
in her older years. And she was a beautiful woman, but she just and when we say forgive, it doesn't mean that your feelings are not valid. It doesn't mean whatever happened didn't happen. No, you may be absolutely just it's real. What happened has happened. But then then we have some people that are still harboring things that happened. This is an Elder Jeanette thing, but 100 years ago. So you actually got stuck where you stopped at that time. So this is a great time to forgive, clear the air. All you can do, and if you're in the wrong, all you can do is ask for forgiveness. But remember, with forgiveness, um, you can ask for it. It doesn't mean that somebody's going to actually give it to you, and that's the other side of it. But the best thing you can do is to clear the air for you. That honestly,
I co-sign, I co-sign, I co-sign. Yes, hashtag truth. Oh my goodness. And if I could just snip in there because
yes,
I've had to do this for me, forgiving myself for
yes,
not being good to me. And
yeah,
that releases me to then be good to myself, right?
yeah,
So if you are disappointed, if you have not met your own expectations, forgive yourself, learn, grow. You don't forget because it happened,
yeah.
but you leave that space like you were saying. Oh, that's so powerful. And literally it will change your life. It will change your life. Cosign every rewind that and listen to that again because that right there.
Yeah,
Whew.
just talking about it, I because I am so free on my inside, it doesn't matter how people treat me. It doesn't matter if what I actually did do, because everybody's not lying on you. We did some things, so okay, um, but you can walk out of that. I've had to do it. I've had to walk out of so much so that when people try to hold you to your past, they don't even there's no authority in it. It's like okay,
Because you're not that person anymore.
I am not.
And I remember when we connected, I apologized to you for something that I think you forgot. Or no, you remembered it, but you had so moved beyond it. But for me, I needed to apologize for it so that I could move on. It was something I did. And you were gracious enough to accept my apology and
Absolutely.
whatever. It was already moved on. But if you feel that something needs to be said or done, go ahead and do it. But like certain things like my mom, I had to forgive her for being human basically because my expectations were not matching what she was giving, and that's okay because my expectations were not realistic for who she was. And so also for people who may not meet your expectations, check your expectations because it may be you need to extend some grace to that person for being human,
You
and
know,
then you move on.
I don't think I said this on live, but I've had this conversation several times, and this may help you unhook yourself from certain places emotionally. This is my belief. I believe some people have the assignment of creating you. Your mom and daddy got together. And I believe that there's the assignment of you getting to earth through a vessel. And I want to tell you that might be the only assignment that they got, is to get you here, because you can't be legal in the earth without coming through the womb.
Wow.
If we get anything extra, that is a blessing.
Wow.
Now I had to put on my big girl stuff,
Put on them big girl clothes.
but honestly, if I can start with, I'm grateful that you gave me life, or you allowed me to be birthed from you. That's
Wow.
the first thing. And then now that everybody can't do that, but that's just a real, that helped me, like that. Oh, okay. And then, and then the other part is the humanity. Like you say, they do what they know to do. They do the best they know. And you got to go on, because the past is not going to change. We can't go back there and fix anything. So, and even if we're that parent or that sister or that brother, the father, whatever, what has happened has happened. We
Mhm.
can't go back and fix it. I have some. I wish I could. I traveled a lot when my children were babies, so I can't tell you when Whitney had the first tooth or when PJ took his first step. I don't remember because I wasn't there. I was traveling. So I can't go back and fix it. But what I have resolved is, you know what? We're going to make some great memories, and I'll be a much better grandmother. I'll pay attention more. Now I'm a different person. I'm settled. I'm mature. Um, now I can keep up with it now. But we sometimes we beat ourselves, and you just have that regret which grips your heart. Ugh, and you can't live like that. That alone can make you sick.
Mm.
So like you said, you have to forgive yourself. Have conversations with your whoever, your children, your family, whatever. You know what? I was just wrong. Okay, and then don't keep apologizing. Let it go. Okay. Don't beat yourself up. Earnestly apologize, and then be the new person that you are. And that's the thing. I think that's where people get confused. If it's just like repentance. If we keep, God forgive, Lord forgive me, Lord forgive me, Lord forgive me, and we keep going back, that's not a true repentance, because true repentance means I am turning, I'm changing, I'm not going to do this. So
You close that chapter and you move on
yeah,
to the next chapter.
and
Absolutely.
and people somehow come around, or at least will gain a respect for you when they see you being consistently different and in a
Mhm.
in a changed place. Um, and it doesn't matter how bad you are. I honestly believe even the residue of my yesteryears have been washed off by the,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's when that honey for that bitterness comes in, right? When David said, you took what was bitter and made it sweet, sweet like honey. And it really, when you keep walking and you keep showing up in your life with intention and you choose, it really does impact not only you, but you're also a message and an evangelist per se. Like you're showing other people who may not know how to, what to, there people are watching you,
mhm,
and people see the truth and people see who you are despite what you try to show. I always tell people, I'm like,
it's true.
people see you, like,
We see you.
we see you. But
Yeah,
that is so powerful. Like this is, I'm gonna have to like save this recording and listen to it again, because this is just such powerful things that can really help you end the year in strength, in gratitude,
yeah,
in forgiveness, which then will set you up for a really strong beginning of 2022, which has not yet been written, right? Because we are walking into as we walk out of. And so just powerful, powerful
yeah.
wisdom.
And another thing is, as you begin to walk into your newness, we're new creations. People are watching, and as you are conquering in different areas, people are looking, because everybody loves a winner, first of all. And as people see you conquering in different areas, then they start wanting to know, well, how did she do that? Or
Or it
so
gives people hope, like, wow, it
it
actually
does.
can be done.
It does. And then we all have, and this goes, well, this is kind of a continual thing, but even closing out 2021 and going into 2022, we all have such wonderful, unique assignments in the earth. This is the time to really begin to think about why, your why, and then to um, strengthen what's already strong. Like where's your strong points, or what you already know about you. We all know something that we do well. Uh,
And nothing is too small. I used to think that, and I'm an encourager, and I used to think that smiling at people didn't matter. And yet it's so powerful, it can save a life, you know?
Especially in this day right here. Like honestly, I only went to a few stores. I'm just not really eager to be out amongst. So I get up real early. I was the first one, and one of the first ones in the store this morning. Do you have Hobby Lobby down there? I know they
Oh
started.
yeah.
They started in the south. I think the first time I went to one was in like the Gastonia, Charlotte area in North Carolina. But anyway, I went on a mission this morning, and it just felt good to. I went in like, "Good morning," because people are so. I tell you what made me think about that as well. I watched the news this morning. I don't watch the news every day, but I was looking at some of the news, and I'm like, some people, some people just need to smile, and especially those that work with the public.
Oh yes.
Just hi, good morning. How are you? Hope your day is well. Have a good day. Merry Christmas, if you celebrate. Merry Christmas, happy
Or even
holidays.
just smile, or just don't have a scowl on your face. Even if you have a neutral face, if that's all you can do.
Right, right, right. And, we're only seeing this much, but we can tell whether you're. Yeah, I was going to tell you a story. I had one of those this morning. I was just asking the woman if she was in line, and I couldn't understand what she said because of the mask. And I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "I apologize. I just couldn't hear you. The mask." Anyway, I was like, "Okay, just shut up, Brian."
But it changes the atmosphere, the spirit and the energy you bring into some place, whether that's online, virtual, or in person. It matters. It makes a difference,
Even
even
in
if you're
your
the
own
only
home.
one doing it.
Even in your own home.
Yeah,
That's where we backtrack to the smile and the laugh, or the dance. Put music on, make yourself happy. This is really a time to do it. Just different techniques to. You have to consistently keep yourself charged and renewed, and there's different ways to do that.
absolutely. And music and laughter physically change the state that you're in. Even taking a cold shower can change the state that you're in, and be intentional about it. Give the gift of a changed state of being to yourself. Doesn't
Yeah,
cost any money, and you can actually bring joy and peace into your home. Invite those spirits and that energy into your house, and it's amazing how your productivity will increase. You'll sleep better. You'll
yeah.
you'll be burning some calories and some get healthier. Make
Listen,
better choices. It's all good.
so that just good stuff. So we hope someone is motivated today, and I want to throw back on Michelle. Michelle is an author of the Pebble in My Shoe, and if you are interested, you can purchase her book on Amazon. Michelle, give me the rest of where we're at.
Where you can purchase on Amazon, or you can go to successfuldiligence.com, as I am revamping my website, but you can just click the big old picture of the book. And the audiobook version is coming 2022. I'm really excited for that, because a lot of people, you want to listen, and I'm going to be the one who's doing the voiceover, or the audio, whatever you
Oh,
call it.
wonderful. Well,
So
that's
you'll
going to be
hear my
exciting.
voice. Yeah.
That's good because you've got energy in your voice. I have heard some audibles. I'm like,
Yeah, and when it's your own words, there's also, because what I'm gonna do for people who buy the audiobook is give like special insights into additional content behind what was written.
Nice.
Because some of the things I couldn't go into detail because my mother was still living, but now that she's no longer on the earth, I
Yeah,
feel a freedom to be able to share a little bit more of the wisdom and knowledge about some of the situations.
yeah,
But if you support on Amazon, much appreciated. Leave a review, whatever it is. You're much appreciated. It's a book that's really going to be encouraging to you.
mhm.
And it's an easy read.
It absolutely is. It is. So that's it right there. The Pebble in My Shoe.
And shout out to my husband for designing that book cover too.
Oh, did he?
He did. And you know what's interesting is that during so it took me, and I'll just, for any budding authors out there, I wrote this book. I had the assignment, and now I understand, because my mother passed away and she got to see it reach #1 in 3 countries in 5 categories on Amazon before she died.
Oh,
But
wonderful.
during during the season when I was writing the book, my husband and I were going through a dip of connection, let's say. We was having a challenging marriage season. We've been married for 14 years, actually 15 years in April. And so he is the designer of choice for my business. And it wasn't until we reconciled that he was able to finish the cover of this book, which was right on time for publishing. So
It worked out.
it sure did. But also to encourage you, keep walking. Even if you're in a challenging relationship status right now, listen, forgiveness, all the things and the techniques that Bryant talked about and mentioned earlier, implement those regardless of the other person, and it impacts the relationship for good. So just keep on walking. I just encourage you to implement all of that wisdom that was shared.
Keep on walking.
And
That's good.
put back up the Cash App, because people who want to give and show love for the wisdom and knowledge that was shared on the show today, I encourage you, even if it's $1, $5, $10, whatever it is, knowledge is not something that originally was free. If you think back, people who go to college and school and, when that was something that was needed, you pay for and you invest in yourself.
Yeah.
And the things that are valuable are not free. And the wisdom and knowledge just on this episode alone, forget about the entire season of incredible wisdom and knowledge that has been shared, has been free this year. And so I just encourage you, show some love this giving season, and let While We Wait know that, yes, this platform is valuable. Yes, it is needed. Yes, we still want you in 2022 to come back and expand and show the love. Cash App is below. And I just encourage you to show love through your finances.
Thank you very much for that. Whatever your donations, greatly appreciated. We are still working to better our platform and enhance. So,
and it's really for you, because you're going to benefit from all the goodness that's coming.
You're so silly.
That's true. You're investing in yourself, because it allows you to bring us all of this encouragement and motivation and wisdom and knowledge, and the techniques and the science. And I mean, you're going to talk about the guest in the next episode, but I mean, just the phenomenal leverage that you take when you have knowledge and wisdom that you didn't have before, and you implement it, and your life changes and expands. There is no monetary value to that, because you can't put a value on that, but you can show love through the finances, because the technology, the background, all of that takes money.
Yep, it does. Yep. Well, guys, we're gonna get off right around here. Thank you to everyone. I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas. Whether you're with someone or by yourself or whatever the situation, just select to be happy. And if you can't be happy yet, be grateful.
You can always choose to be grateful. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What does Tabitha say? She says, if you can't be happy, don't you go messing up nobody else's day.
That's exactly what she says. That's exactly what she says. So this is While We Wait. We always say, be strong, be wise, keep enhancing your life, because life is worth living while we wait. We'll be on next week. We just want to give some encouragement and some shout outs next week before the new year. We will be on in some form in January, but I know February is going to be a theme of relationship, all types of relationships. So if you're interested in bettering your relationships, you want to be right here on While We Wait. Every Thursday at 4:30 p.m. on YouTube and on Facebook. And let me say, welcome to my podcast listeners. I didn't even think about you at all today. I didn't give you any love, so I'm going to love you up. To my podcast listeners, thank you for being with us all year long. So very grateful, Facebook and YouTube. And to those loyal ones that are always on, I really appreciate you. Cynthia Slaughter, thank you so much. You're always there. My daughter-in-law's mom, Lady Patterson, and Dory. You guys always support me. One of my assistants, Daisy, she's always supporting me. I want to say thank you to my sister Fidette. She's all listen. She keeps me in line. She watches, and I like it because she gives me feedback. She tells me what she likes, what I could do better, and she gives me ideas. So I'm really grateful. So for everyone that comes on, I really from the best places of my heart, I'm very, very grateful. And we will see you back here on next week on While We Wait. Until then, have a very, very Merry Christmas. See you soon. Michelle, thank you.
I
Merry
can't wait for
Christmas,
the new
everyone.
year. End the year strong, y'all. Love y'all. See you next year.
Stay wise. I live hands. I stay strong. I stay wise. I live hands.